Good morning, Flosstube. Happy Monday, December 18th, 1 week to go until Christmas. This is Helen, East Coast Crafter. Thank you so much for tuning in again today and for watching my previous videos. I've gotten a lot of great response, which is so nice to know that people actually want to watch your videos and hear you babble on about cross stitch. I love listening to all of you babble on about cross stitch, so to me that sounds like a good deal. Today I'm doing my 2018 plans. I thought I would probably do my 2017 finishes video first, but the two big pieces that I finished last week are ready to be picked up and my husband's getting them this week. So I thought if I wait, I can show those. And I have a couple FFOs I still need to do. There goes the cat behind me. Hopefully she won't bother me because I have a big pile of stuff in front of me to show for next year. So we will jump right in. Again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the shout outs. Thank you for all the kind words on Instagram and in your comments. It's been a lot of fun to see them come in. So we'll start with a finish. I had mentioned before, I kind of made a list of things I wanted to work on last year, and I was doing a couple stitch alongs, and this was my last big finish of 2017. This is the Lakeside Needlecraft Doreen Jones Under the Sea. I pretty much did these month by month. When I was working on that Nintendo one, I kind of took a break. So this is on 16 count, Picture This Plus icon. The only real change I made is this little mermaid. I had found a Doreen Jones in one of the Cross Stitch Crazies, I think. She happened to do a set of cards that were mermaids, and I really liked it. I liked that one a little better, so I thought I would plug her in, and then I just added fish to make her fit. Oh, and then on the bottom, there was a big mirror that you put your initials in. Just that one wasn't for me. But then someone else on the Facebook group just moved the crab down. Duh, I was trying to make it way harder than it was. So I moved the crab down and again, just added some fish to kind of make that fit. So I've really loved this one. I need to pick up a frame. It's kind of an odd size, but I'll make it work. And that one, I already know where it's going. So once it's done, it will go right on the wall. So because I got that one done, I kind of jumped in to 2018, but I started with one of the small ones. A lovely woman named Diane had offered the Hometown Holidays tree lot on the Little House Country Cottage site. She said she had bought two and realized she had two and if anyone would want to stitch it. And I was first to comment, and that never happens. Never happens. So other people commented as well. So I thought, well, I won't waste any time. I'll get started, and that way I can spread the love. So this is my tiny little start. This is a 16 count Picture This Plus jade. I had it, everything popped on it. I did swap out, I'm using 3865 instead of the ecru just because it showed up a little better. So that's my little start. I found this little Fresh Cut Trees sign at Target, I believe. So I'll do something with this and that sign when it's done. It's a cat meowing. They know I'm in here. The cats of Flosstube, they all know. So that was my one finish and my one WIP. One other little thing I did this weekend that I thought I would show you guys. It's not cross stitch. I went to a class yesterday with a friend at a local kind of a craft place. They do a lot of painting and that kind of stuff, but she also does a lot of fiber arts. I can't get enough of him. He's adorable. So he's old sweaters, wool sweaters. This was a sleeve. I had a little red bell at home, his little faux fur beard. So we made these little guys, and I want to make 1,000 more. He's adorable. I want him to have a whole little village next year. So anyone in the Mid-Coast Maine Goodwills, if you can't find any wool sweaters, they're at my house. And I cut them all up and I use them to make gnomes. Hopefully that bell won't, oh no, it attracted the cat. Yeah, I see you. So hopefully she won't be a pain because like I said, big pile of stuff. So 2018. This year I'm trying to be a little more organized so that I can remember what I'm using for fabric and what I'm using for threads as the year goes on, in case someone asks. Now that I'm making Flosstube videos, it would be nice to be able to share that, because I know if I see something that someone else has done that I'm like, oh, that looks great, and they can't remember, I'm like, but I want to know. So I bought myself a little binder, and I'm just going through, I kind of just did my own version of a WIP tracker. So I'm going to look at that as we go through the pile and hopefully not forget anything. So I have a couple of big projects that I'm hoping, I'm starting, definitely. I don't know if I'll get all the way through them. It would be nice if I did. And then I have some smaller projects, and I happen to have a lot of Christmas projects when I went through my stash that I thought, you know, I really should get cracking on those. So I kind of grouped them with like the non-Christmas ones that I would kind of work on those, and then I do the Santa Sunday to kind of work on my Christmas stuff on Sundays. Get away from there. So that's the plan. Anyway, if she'll let me, I'll show you. She does not like to be picked up. This is Emmy. Huh? This is Emmy. We got two kitties in the fall. They look exactly alike, except one's a little lighter, but Emmy is my girl, and she likes to be all over my stuff. So I'm sure she'll be all over my stuff. Oh, I also had a couple people ask if I would do a WIP parade. This is pretty much it. I'm not one to have a lot of WIPs at once. It kind of gives me anxiety to have that much going on at once. She's after my gnome. Tuck him over there. So I have 4 WIPs right now, and all of them are in the pile to be worked on next year. So you will have seen all my WIPs after today. All right, so let's jump in. So the first one I'm going to start, the first big one, I've shown this before. This is Woodland Christmas. The lighting today, I'm sure colors will not be correct. It just snowed, there's 0 sun, so it's the best I could do. This is Woodland Christmas. It's from the 2013 Cross Stitch Christmas. This is the Craftways Christmas at Home book. I found this on Amazon. I know there's not a ton of them out there, but they do pop up every once in a while. So that I'm going to do, I believe with all the called for DMC, I might go through some of the bigger trees and just match up what I have for hand-dyeds and see if I can get some of the bigger ones to be in a hand-dyed. And I did order a great big piece of the Wood Violet 28 Joblin. Some of the smaller stuff's in there. Some of the smaller little guys are 1/1. So I needed to go with something that would allow me to do that. I'm mostly an Ada girl because my eyeballs are not the best, but in this case, I will. If you're interested in what else is in this book, Schoolhouse Stitcher did a flip through, and she's the one who enabled me. So she has done a flip through of that book a couple videos ago. So that's big project number 1. Try and stack them up over here. So I signed up for, I told myself, I don't think I'm going to do any stitch alongs next year, and that will help because then I can just focus on my other things. So I've signed up for 2 stitch alongs. The first one just came out just Friday. It's the Frosted Pumpkin. They're doing the Into the Jungle, and I can't, there's a sloth, there's frogs, there's a tiger. I'm in. So I'm gathering up my floss for that. I had a piece, and again, I'm sure the color, I had dyed this last year. I couldn't tell you what I used. It is like bright lime green. The colors are going to be great on that. I may have to darken up a couple of the greens, but they're going to be really nice on that. So that's my plan for that one. Work on that. The other one that I'm doing is the Armada Designs Harry Potter, the class schedule. And I'm using the called for Dusk Picture This Plus. It's a chalkboard. It's kind of a greenish chalkboard, but it's a black, it's a chalkboard. So it doesn't call for any variegated, so it calls for all DMC, but the top where she released already says class schedule. So I might do that in the Picture This Plus squash, which is kind of the perfect love child of the two colors that she called for the squares. So haven't started that yet because I was trying to finish up this year's. I know a lot of people already have started. So those are kind of the big ones and the monthly ones. So then I have a few smaller ones that I want to do in the mix. Silver Creek Sampler, Dandy Dreams. I had picked this one up. I love this one. Take a breath, gently blow, spread your dreams and let them grow. I realized when I was putting stuff out this year, I don't have a lot of spring and summer. I have more fall and winter. So I was trying to do some spring and summer plus all the Christmas things I found. So this one I'm doing on 28 count Water Lily Jobelan. So that would be nice. And I'm using pretty much all the called fors. Again, I might swap out something as I go. The next one actually is a big one. My cut through North Pole that I showed last week, I said I had another that I was hoping to work on this year. And it is the cut through Haunted House. I've had this for a couple years. This is one of my WIPs. I started it last year. I knew I just needed a break from what I was doing. And I was desperate to start this. I've had it and I hadn't started it. So I have this started. I'm not using it. Called for a really, really light blue fabric. That's what it came for. They're in England. You can order from their website. I have always had great luck on eBay finding sellers in the US that have decent shipping to not make them outrageous. Because some of the websites, they're pretty outrageous. So I'm using Picture This Plus Haunted. There's my little start. So I start in the middle. So I have that one room. It needs to be backstitched, but I'll do that at the end. So this one will get some love. These kits come with their own floss, and it's Madeira, and they don't give you a list of what the colors are. And it called for doing the backgrounds, like the walls, in one strand, but on my dark fabric, you could see right through it. So I had to use 2 strands, and I figure, like if I'm running out, you know, if I do this room and I do all this blue and I don't think I have enough for there, I'll just hold it up to my DMC box and find the closest one and do that entire separate room in separate, and you're never gonna know the difference. So that's my plan there. I'm gonna be busy. Bent Creek, the Lighthouse. Pam of Pam and Steph has done this one. I've had this one for a while too and thought this would be perfect for summer. This one I'm doing in Witchilt Sea Spray Ada, and I've changed up a couple colors. I'm going to use this Ocean, Weeks Dye Works Ocean, because it popped better on the fabric for the words and stuff on the bottom. So this is a small one, so hopefully in between some of the larger ones, I can get that done. This next one is a WIP. I just realized I just grabbed the pattern. I didn't grab the actual piece. So this is Double Double Prairie Schooler. I started this last year. When I knew I wouldn't be getting it done by Halloween, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna set that aside and pick it up again next year. Like I said before, I've been stitching a long time. My grandmother taught me when I was really young, so like 30 years. This is 28 count Mirage Lugana. This was the first time I ever stitched on Lugana. I take that back. I tried to stitch something on Lugana once. I thought it was an even weave, and I guess it wasn't an even weave, and it was a disaster. So I hadn't done it, but I thought, put your big girl panties on, try it again. So I did. I love it. I love the look of it. I can't go smaller than a 28. I need a really good frame and really good light. And I'm slow. I'm slow on that. I'm sure I'll pick up, but I am slow. So next up is another of my WIPs. This is a neglected WIP because I've had a lot of problems with it. I started it last year. It's ink circles, Woodland Vines. I love the design. I love the fabric. I love the thread that I'm using. The pattern itself. It's printed out on 9 pages. You know, it's big, which is nice. I can see it. But what I have a hard time with is because these are so like little random, I have a really hard time matching them up to kind of figure out where I'm at when I get to the next page for the stuff that overlaps. And a lot of stuff overlaps. So I've worked on it. It needs to come out. I was watching Nana's Needles, Andy, last night, and she had been having problems with one of her pieces, and someone suggested it was one of the words pieces from With the Needle, Brenda Gervais. Someone suggested just do 1 word a day, you know, 1 or 2 words a day. So what I really should do with this one is just do 1 or 2 strands a day, a week, just so it gets a little love. So here's what I have so far. I mean, I'm getting there. It's not like the lighting today, it's terrible. This is on Picture This Plus Serene, 18 count. It's a very, very, very pale sherbet green. I don't know what it looks like over here. Not true to color. And then I'm using Weeks dye work, not Weeks, this is a Mo's Sale. This is Mo's Sale Wreath. And it's beautiful. It's nice and variegated, kind of greens and blues. So I love the look, and I'll be happy when it's done. I'm not so much enjoying the process on that one, so get that one done. Okay, next will be the Santa stuff. That's all kind of the regular stuff. I had said before I was starting for my ornaments next year. I'm taking, this is Tidings 22, and I'm taking the little people and I'm doing them for the little sleds while my son has basketball practice. So I have one done, and I have one that looks like an alien with no eyeballs. These are so fast. I love it. So these will be very quick. My needle's in there. Those will be quick to do, which is great because I need to do like 15 of them. So that will be quick. I actually just ordered some red. I saw someone on Instagram had done theirs on a red, and then when you cut around it, it looked fantastic. So I ordered some red to work on some more of those. Hometown Holidays Tree Lot, I already showed you. The next one I meant to print out a picture and I didn't. Hi. So I don't have a picture to show you of this one. This is one of the Seasons in Chalk. I'll just flash it real quick. You won't be able to tell much. This is the Seasons in Chalk, Kathy Haberman with Priscilla. This one is the Christmas one with the houses and Santa Claus and the reindeer. I've done all 4 of the seasons. These were in the Just Cross Stitch magazines. This one's December 2016. On the slate, the hand dyed by Stephanie Slate. I'm going to sub out Buckeye Scarlet. I think that's what it's called. Because that's what I have. And it really looked nice, so I thought I might as well. Yep. Buckeye Scarlet, Gentle Art. When I was putting stuff up this year for Christmas, I had wanted to do this one this year, and I just didn't get to it. And when I was putting my stuff up, I was like, I really wish I had that to put up. Because I have the winter one up. I haven't shown you guys yet. But the winter one I can have up in January, February, and March. And I thought, I really wish I had that one done. So I'm going to pull it out and work on that this week. And I don't use the chalk floss. I just use white because it takes so much. Next one, I haven't, this one's not fully kitted. This is Deck the Halls, drawn thread. Stitcherista, Danielle is doing this one right now on her Stitch With Me videos. And I'm kind of waiting to finish kitting because it gives you the option, as she said, of doing it with the vines in 1/1 or with the vines in backstitch. And I kind of want to see how hers looks. I'm not getting to this one for a while anyway. So she's doing it with the backstitch. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. Because I have a couple choices in there, but I'll just wait. I'll wait on that one and see for my final decision. You know, in October when I get to it. Next Christmas one is Prairie Schooler Evergreen. This is the reprint, so it's all wobbly. This little guy, yeah, that's going to be some deer butt, right in the middle. This one I'm just using the Sage Summer Khaki Ada, which is it's the Ada version of the called for fabric, because again, eyeballs. So that one I'll work on. That would be cute for winter. So those, no, one more neglected WIP. This is my fourth WIP. It's a long-term WIP. It's not a UFO yet. I just kind of put it away because I got bored. I love you, John. This is my husband's stocking. I did my son's stocking, and then I did a bunch for my sister mixed in, and poor John's stocking got set aside. He's fine with that. So this is a dimensions kit. Santa's sidecar stocking. I don't know when I started this. I kind of think I started it when the first or second season of Downton Abbey was on, because I remember watching Downton Abbey when I stitched it. So it's been a while. And I've got a chunk. I mean, I'm not halfway by any means, but I have a chunk done. So I'm just doing the called for. This is the Ada that came. I don't know if this is the Ada that came with the kit. Usually the Ada that comes with the kit is so stiff that I just cut my own. This is a light blue. Looks like a 14. Standard stocking Ada. I'm not looking forward to the top of this because all of that red is stitched. But it'll get done. And then my mom finishes these for me, which is great because I can sew straight lines. I'm not so good with curvy lines. So she will do that for me. I have two pieces. The last two are kitted. One I'm waiting on a piece of fabric. They're ready to go. They're big, so we'll see if these get started this year or if they have to wait. One of them is I did the Frosty Forest. I have the Santa's Village. I have 8 of them. I found this frame at Goodwill. It's actually a mirror, and it's tall, and it's metal, and it's terrible looking right now, but it can be fixed up. So my plan is to do these vertically, 2 by 2, and put them in there. And I'm going to do them on the dots. I used this dots fabric. This is the Ada version. It's 20 count. I used it on some of my ornaments, and even though it's 20 count, I had no problem with it. It's not a hand-dyed, so it hasn't shrunk. The holes were fine, and when I measured that frame, I kept trying to figure out my layout and how to get them to fit. They fit perfect, and I don't have to stitch the snowflakes, right? Even better. I did see someone on one of the Little House, Country Cottage, Frosty Forest, one of the groups. I found one person who has done it on these. And it looked amazing. So perfect. And then the last one would be my first full Mirabilia, and that's Andromeda. I had purchased, it is in here. I had purchased, this is the Shiksa Manor September fabric of the month. It's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous piece of fabric. I'm sure the lighting, it's gonna look terrible. It's two-toned, it's purple, and then it goes into a blue. I love it. The colors don't show up. The colors just don't show up. So I thought that's not gonna work. So when Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie had their Black Friday sale, I ordered a couple other pieces that, one of them I think will work, so that she might get some love. She will not be finished. I'll say it right now. She will not be finished this year because she She might not even get started this year, so we'll see. So that's it. That's all of my plans. That's all of my WIPs. Subject to change at any time. I don't know what Santa will leave me under the tree this week. I haven't accounted for any non-sled Christmas ornaments that I might want to do for my tree, for me. Haven't accounted for any little gifts that might pop up for people. So, subject to change, but that's what I'm hoping. And everything I have, except that couple pieces of fabrics, all of these are kitted, they're ready to go. I won't be doing Mania. Again, I can't possibly have that many WIPs going at once. I'd go crazy. I'm fairly monogamous. The stitch-alongs and some of the bigger ones I might work on a little and then put aside. But the smaller ones, you know, I'll just work on them until they're done. So next video, I will do my finishes for the year. I'll gather them all up. I am a Foley finisher, so except, like I said, I have two, that Under the Sea one I just finished, and one more that I finished over the summer, but it was winter, so I knew I didn't have to worry about it. The cat's in my water. That I just want to finish up, and then I can show you guys, along with the ones that we're getting from the framer today, so that's fantastic. And then I had the sewing machine out this week for my straight lines, and I have a little gift, a little thank you gift. So I made some bags, and I made an extra from one of you. So this is a smaller bag. This would fit an 8x8, won't fit an 11x11. I found this cute little Noel fabric for the inside. So I would love to mail this to someone if someone's interested in a little bag for their little projects. I will say, if you are allergic to cats, this is not the bag for you, because this little bugger over here drinking my water loves to help. She's a helper cat. She's right here. She's gonna knock my pile over. If you hear a thump, she knocked my pile over. Don't do it. Oh no, she's on the bag right now, folks. She's on the bag. So if you're interested, if you'd like to be in the running, just be a subscriber. Don't say giveaway. Leave a comment, and then I will, in my next video, pull the name out of the hat, so to speak. I'll probably just fold it in half, shove it in an envelope. This is not a professional bag, folks. It's imperfectly unique, but I'd love to share it. So leave a comment, and I will draw someone and let you know who that is in my next video, which honestly will probably be in January, once school is back, because next week the boy will be home. It will not be this quiet. The cats will be really worked up. So when he goes back to school, I'll pull together all my finishes for 2017 and do a 2017 wrap up and show you what I'm at. And then going into the new year, I will not be a one-a-week Flosstuber. I just don't have that much to show. Like this week, I don't have any stash. But I'll be at least once a month, once every 3 weeks, when I have enough to bother you, when I have enough to bother showing you. But again, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great holiday season, a great break from school. If you like snow, I hope it snows and you have a white Christmas. We've been playing in our snow. We had a good snowstorm, and then we had like ice. So now it's just very crunchy. The snow we got today has already gone. It's supposed to be 40 this week, so that will probably get rid of the ice at least. So that's that. So thank you again for tuning in. I've been loving everyone's holiday videos with their trees and their ornaments, and I know people are going to start to do their planned videos, and I will be watching them with my little pad of paper so I can write down things that I'm hoping to one day acquire. So that's that. There goes the cat. It's time to go. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a good day. Bye.